friends. This is certainly an interesting season. These are very uncertain times as we all make adjustments, as we all journey together as this pandemic has changed every aspect of our lives and has created a tremendous amount of uncertainty. For those people of faith and those connected to a church, for the first time, they find themselves not being able to go and worship as usual. And that is, for many, very difficult, unnerving, scary. And for me, even as a pastor and not serving in a local church full-time right now, but working in ministry and continuing to live and function as a pastor, I've had to reflect on this. What does this mean for me and for my family as we desire to be in worship? And what does it mean even being outside of a church staff setting in this season? And I began to think about what should we do about the issue of church and not being able to go to church as usual. And I thought of a couple things, 5 things that I think people who have a connection to a church or want a connection to a church can do in these times where we're not able to meet regularly as we are so used to. First, connect to your church in any way that you can. Most churches are doing something, whether recording services or offering online devotionals. And if for some reason your church doesn't have any way for you to connect, which is very unlikely in this season, feel free to drop me a line. I can help you connect with a wide variety of churches and pastors who are providing devotionals and worship services and sermons online. I've kept a collection of my own sermons over the years online as well. So the first thing is connect to your church or another church in any way that you can. Second, continue to pray for your church and continue to give. That's difficult in these uncertain financial times, but I would encourage you to give as you've been giving if able. If not able, that's certainly understandable, but for those who have resources beyond most normal means, if you can give extra to make up for those who are facing loss of income. Unfortunately, the bills for the church continue whether or not a worship service is held. Third, love the people in your church and let the people in your church love you. It's not always easy to ask for help, but we need each other. Isolation is difficult, even for introverts, and these are scary, uncertain times. And so make sure that you are reaching out to your neighbors, to the people in your church, to your friends, to your family, but you're also allowing people to check in on you and care for you, that you're not afraid to share a concern or a fear or a prayer request or a practical need. Fourth, love your church pastors and staff and let them love you. They are people too, and this is a very, very challenging season for them. And so love and support them as they lead, but let them love and support you. Let them know what you need. Contrary to popular belief, pastors are not mind readers, and so they need to know how they can support you in this season. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, trust God. This is, again, a difficult and challenging time. It is a time that we will get through. It is a time that we won't forget, but it is a time that will not be the end of us. And we know that God is faithful. We know that God will take care of us. And this is an incredible opportunity to be the church, to care for people. It's an incredible opportunity to grow in our trust of God. And so I encourage you as you journey through this season that you do that you trust God more. So look for those connections, give, pray, care for one another, let others care for you, and above all else, in this season of challenge, in this season of uncertainty, trust God, because God is bigger than any pandemic, any loss of income, any loss of routine, any emotional challenge and uncertainty. And I'll be praying for you, and don't hesitate to reach out to me if I can pray for, care for, or serve you in any way.